everybody? Tracy Hackler back with another edition of Roadshow Roundup number 7, if you're counting at home, and I know you are. Once again, the star-studded cast has returned. Trey Huntsman, Kentucky Roadshow, Lexington, Kentucky. Ryan Channels, the clean-shaven of the twins. Justin Channels, California Roadshow, Sonoma, California. Kevin Kulikowski, New York Roadshow, the ferociously bearded, handsome young man. And then hat backward Cody Krim, Texas Roadshow, Mansfield, Texas. And we're here to talk about Roadshow stuff and other stuff. Before we get started, look, this is one of the busiest new release weeks of the year so far, no doubt. But before we get to that, can we talk about Russell Wilson being the quarterback of the Denver Broncos?
The shortest quarterback in Denver Broncos history.
I want to hear your opinion.
I just want to tell you that was a really good joke, Kevin. That was well executed.
It was horrible.
I'm not knocking him for the guy wins Super Bowls being short, but the Broncos have a history of very tall quarterbacks.
He's only like 2/3 of a Paxton Lynch.
Very tall, but not really successful quarterbacks has been the history over the last.
Well, I guess Peyton Manning's not that great.
Well, but you know what you're getting with him. But I thought you were talking about the Brock Osweiler, Paxton Lynch, 6'8" crew.
Fair. True. I mean, I was, but everybody's pretty tall. Brock Osweiler, though, one of the coolest autographs I've ever seen on a trading card.
And a really nice dude.
A lot of effort into it.
Tracy, in rookie class is what Russell Wilson, right? They're the same rookie class.
2012?
Yeah.
You're a diehard Broncos fan. I want to hear your opinion on the trade.
Well, I didn't think Aaron Rodgers was going to leave Green Bay, but I was kind of foolishly hopeful that he might. But actually, I felt better about Russell Wilson because he's younger, 5 years younger, and he's not looking to get out every year. It seems like you don't know which way Aaron Rodgers is going to go. Is his girlfriend eating clay this week? Is he immunized, but he's not immunized or whatever? So I was really excited. I was kind of bummed, and then immediately, or like an hour later, I was ecstatic, and I was happy. I'm a big fan of Noah Fant. I think he's really talented and is going to be good. But they didn't have to give up Judy. They didn't have to give up Surtain. So I'm excited. I'm so excited because for the first time in a long time, we don't have to worry about what's going to happen at quarterback. So I'm pumped. How do you feel as a rival of the Broncos in the West?
This is Justin Channels here. I knew this question was coming. As a Raiders fan, I gotta tell you, it's a little scary. Because we are the best division in football, no doubt at this point. I mean, we're absolutely stacked at the quarterback position, and thinking that we have to play Herbert, Mahomes, and Wilson each twice a year is pretty crazy. I mean, I'm excited for the Raiders to make some moves. I know there's been a lot of talk at wide receiver, and I heard rumors about DJ Chark maybe coming in. I know that an extension for Max Crosby is coming. I just want the Raiders to step on the gas, come the draft, come the trade deadline, spend that money, get us into contention, or we're screwed, basically. So
how does it feel as Raiders fans to definitively have the worst quarterback in the division, hands down?
Don't disrespect Marcus Mariota like that, especially with Trey in the room.
Well, Marcus Mariota would be a better chance of winning for you guys than Derek Carr, in my opinion. But Trey,
you're not the only one with that opinion.
Yeah, Mariota might be going to the Colts, which would be very difficult for me as a Titans fan.
So I was hoping that they would use Mariota for some sort of blockbuster trade to really get things moving on offense for the Raiders. I feel like they've been very it's like that meme where you've got a stick and you're poking, please do something. And so we're just kind of waiting for the Raiders to do something. I think Mariota will definitely be the key. And I think Mariota, honestly, he definitely deserves better. He's a very, very talented quarterback. And I think given an opportunity, he could really shine.
I will say this about Derek Carr. I firmly believe on any given Sunday, that he has the ability to beat any other team out there on the field. He's very clutch. He's got all those fourth quarter comebacks. Just needs those weapons. Like, I'm not going to say no excuse and say they need
fourth quarter comebacks just mean you were losing at one point.
That is one way to look at it. But you gotta come through.
Aren't we all losing it?
You gotta come through to win the game. I'm Carr's biggest supporter, and I will be till the day he retires and after. But I haven't felt this optimistic about Raiders football in a long time, especially after last year. Like, going through all that adversity. I mean, they went through more adversity in 1 year than most teams do in a decade. Like that, and to make the playoffs and just barely lose to the Bengals, who ended up winning this or going to the Super Bowl, not winning the Super Bowl. But I'm pumped, and I think that they have a lot to grow on there. And if they do, then that means playoff wins. And once you get there, who knows? So
I think if nothing else,
fan, I would like to say that I don't think a decade is most teams in my experience. Usually like a couple days, and we have that level of publicity around our team. So,
listen, I love your outlook on the Raiders, their last season and everything. And I think, at the very least, if they don't win a Super Bowl, maybe with all this adversity, they can get a Lifetime movie or something, which would be a good consolation prize.
So real quick, just a little after 11, this is the text from Hackler right after finding out Aaron Rodgers re-signed with the Packers. It was always a pipe dream. Now we're going to swing and strike out for Russell Wilson. Guess it's going to be Locke and Trubisky battling it out in camp. And then a little after 12, all caps, that is incredible. Finding out that Russ signed with Denver. So the ups and downs of Tracy's.
I've never had very few times in my sports fan life have I had that kind of swing of momentum in a short time. And I'm giddy in Russell Wilson. So we can come back to that maybe this episode, maybe future episodes, but let's get to what kind of mammoth new release week we've had. And Trey, I'll go to you because you're in the Kentucky Roadshow shop all day today, past closing time, helping customers rip new stuff. Talk about how the day went.
It was good. It was a good day. I know that Brian, Jimbo, Mikey, they had a really good day with breaks for all the new releases. But in shop, it was funny. I was texting with you before. The top two sellers by far today were F1 Chrome and Premier League. Outdid Contenders probably 3-1.
Wow.
It was cool. It was pretty awesome. A lot of people ripping.
When you take a look at the Contenders autos, it doesn't surprise me.
Well, you know what? Well, and we talked about this in a previous episode, but we wondered how Prism's way late release date would impact the viability of the product, and maybe Contenders is suffering from some of that too.
Yeah, I don't doubt it at all. But also, F1 Chrome's releasing at a perfect time. You have Drive to Survive coming back on Netflix. You got the season starting back up. It was just a really good release time for that, and people have been excited about it. There hasn't been a really good new release since last year's Chrome. People were excited. So we had a lot of that get ripped. Premier League got opened a lot. Nothing really crazy came out of Premier League. The checklist is a little soft. It's got Harvey Elliott and it's got Harvey Elliott. But
you're very nice calling that checklist a little soft.
It's a big soft. The autos are not awesome. Obviously a chance to get Ronaldo's first Prism Color Blast, which is cool. Him having cards back in a Man U kit's cool, but the rookie checklist, not having like Cole Palmer, not having Anthony Alanga, some of those guys on it, definitely made it pretty soft. And it's, I think, at like a $350 price point. So it's actually a pretty affordable Prism product. But we did have really good F1 pulls. We had several golds, really good Mick Schumacher rookies and all that. But very last pack of the day, it's like 7:00. Somebody they've been ripping pack after pack in there finally hit the Lewis Hamilton auto to 74, which was one of, if not like probably the biggest pool we've had in our shop in a long time. Be a pretty big pool in any shop. But number to 74, one of his first autos, obviously. And it was just the base refractor. So there's not too many of those out there if the refractor's numbered to 74. But
Mhm.
It's going
was
to be interesting
awesome.
to see what this year's like Chrome F1 does to Lewis Hamilton's autos, because he was incredibly short printed in the first year of Chrome,
Yeah.
and then only otherwise had the Dynasty autographs, and so
It
his
is going
stuff,
to be, it's going to be really interesting
right? Like
because last year, what do you think? He probably had 300 autos total in the checklist. Less.
probably less.
I would say that's about how many he's going to wind up having in this.
This
On
year
the-
alone.
On the
Because he'll
entire
have
product season or in that one product?
in that one product,
Yeah.
there's
Okay.
no autos in the normal tops. Say he's got
Okay.
20 total autos in Dynasty.
No,
I didn't even think about it like
Dynasty will be 25, 15,
Okay.
10, and then 5 and 1 of 1, and then they have the 2 different variations. So like
So
I think
50.
So
It-
probably
yeah.
110 or
so he'll probably have about somewhere in the 110 range.
So like
But,
50 to 55 each variation. Okay.
Yeah, but like looking at like what Hamilton did last year, his autographs at the peak of the race between him, no pun intended, with him and Verstappen, you couldn't touch a Lewis Hamilton autograph for under $17,000.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting, and Formula One specifically picked up at the right time where it was a perfect storm. It's the card boom, it's gaining its popularity on Netflix, and then has one of the most competitive seasons we've seen in a while that literally came down to the last 100 yards of a race to determine the champion. But like everybody wanted to jump on those cards early, right? And I've said this to Cody a bunch of times when we were talking about potentially picking up F1 stuff. Yes, first year Chrome might hold its value, but like Lewis Hamilton's first year Dynasty compared to a second year Dynasty, I don't know if there's going to be that premium for the first year product there.
Yeah.
And now, especially when we see if the base refractor of Hamilton's at a 74, you have to figure that's the highest printed of his autographs, but then it'll go down from there. Like, yeah, if he has 250 autographs in this, what is it going to do for his value long term? And are we going to see him hit a monumental crash just for market correction, or will it be something where like the market has inflated so high and everybody sort of has the silent agreement that they're going to keep it there, that they just don't come down? So it'll be interesting to see how that one plays out.
So say he has, call it 500 autographs a year in all the products, because it doesn't sound like they're going to do more than call it 4.5 products, call the lights out thing half of a product and whatever. Say he's got 500 autos. How long do you think until his autos hit a certain point? No, they're not affordable, but they're not like, I told the guy that he pulled it tonight, I was like, that's probably about 10K for a second year Chrome. Like, at what point are they 3,000? When are they 4,000? Kind of like what Ronaldo's done. You can get a Ronaldo auto for under $1,000 now.
Right. I wouldn't be surprised if it happened sooner rather than later, because I really think that like we're gonna see it, and we see it with the price of sealed boxes. Like F1 first year Chrome is borderline an untouchable product. And if you're ripping a single box of F1 Chrome at $2,500, like, good on you. First year Chrome, there were 4 autographs per case. So technically, somebody could rip through the case until they got their 4 autographs in a 12-box case and then just sell the duds, because it was 4
It's the same
autographs
thing
per
this year.
case.
It's one in every 61 packs.
Okay. So, I mean, like, that's why Chrome in and of itself for F1 is risky to buy loose. Like most of my, or all of my boxes that I'm sitting on were loose buys, and I will not open them because I'm 99% confident that they're going to be autoless boxes.
Yeah.
Now, granted, they've changed the configuration where you get like, usually it's a red per case, and that's not in the same box as an auto. So like, there are other chases, but it's
Well,
a
there's
risky
also
product.
light and there's blasters now.
Right. And I think, I don't know. I feel like last year it was shiny new toy, and it'll be interesting to see what Hamilton does.
I think it's probably going to be like a lot of guys that start getting a bunch of autos. I know Panini takes a lot of heat for doing that with people, but I'd much rather have it that way, where like you could have got Kobe autos back in the day for like 80 to 100. Now he's kind of a special circumstance, obviously, but like Prism sticker Charles Barkley autos, like people can still get those at $100. So say what people want about Panini, I get it. But I think if you're a singles collector and not a box ripper, I think at the end of the day, like you probably couldn't have. There wasn't a large percentage of the population that couldn't afford. You know, there was a very large population that couldn't afford Barkley autos prior to Panini getting that deal done, because like his last one was like a lot of graphics. I think back in the 90s, like Tim, for example, if Tim Duncan comes out with autos tomorrow, they're going to be thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars.
There are going to be so many people who lose their shirt, though, in the long run if Tim Duncan comes out with an auto deal with anybody.
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends on what the product is. Like, for example, I don't think the Lewis Hamilton first-year chromes are going to go down at all, because I think that's always going to be like his first-year chrome.
Correct. Well, that's what I was saying. I think first-year chrome
brand run, like if Dynasty has a huge brand run, I can see those holding value too, because they're his first one. But like second, and then especially get into like third and fourth year autos, like he'll be not only $3,000, he'll be, if they're putting out 500 autos, he'll be in, you know, below 1,000 relatively quickly, probably in 3 to 5 years.
Right. And I think part of it, and so to answer the eBay search question, there is one Lewis Hamilton refractor. Now, this is, we are recording this on F1 release day. There has been plenty ripped. We've seen plenty ripped. There is one on eBay listed at $39,000. That's the only one. No sales, no nothing, right? So like, they're not going to be cheap by any stretch, but like that card's not worth that. Right. And
in
like
orange
Cody said,
auto PSA 10 to 25 just did 43. Just
sheesh.
Right.
Yeah. So
What
it's not $4,000 less than a.
It's just no like it's just setting. I mean, but that's how all release days are, right? Like there are just a lot of collectors out there that they don't care how much it is, because they don't collect for the value of things or for money. It's just they see a card they want and they want to be the first one to have it, and they go out and buy it.
Like the Wandered base 10.
What is, I don't know enough about F1. What is like Lewis Hamilton's comp player in football, as an example?
Tom
so
Brady.
it's Tom Brady.
Okay, so then because I was going to say
maybe better.
Do what?
Maybe better.
Compare Tom Brady autograph values right now to what Lewis Hamilton's are. I mean,
But yes, I agree. But at the same time, there have only been, before today, there have only been 2 products released with Lewis Hamilton autographs in it.
Right.
So it's so hard, because I think part of it is the scarcity. And look, I will outright say it. A lot of social media influencers in the card industry jumped very loudly and very publicly on the F1 bandwagon last season and helped ride that hype train a lot higher than it probably should have been. And it's interesting to me because, you know, even if you look at the difference, like between the major sports, baseball, basketball, you know, all that, like how an F1 autograph has surpassed, you know, Michael Jordan rookie cards, has surpassed, you know, other like you can get a Lewis Hamilton autograph is more expensive than a Klay Thompson Immaculate RPA.
Oh yeah,
right.
Like I mean, you can get
National Treasures RPA.
You can get multiple LeBron and Jordan autos for $19,000.
Right.
So to give you an idea, second year Tom Brady's autos sell for like $1,200 to $1,500. I mean, that's raw and it's a Flair showcase, but still, I'm more or less stories. You can get second year Tom Brady's for $1,200 to $1,500. Like I'd find it hard to believe that Lewis Hamilton isn't too far behind. Like I said, the first year stuff, even maybe second year Chrome, but like eventually he's just gonna have so many products out there that there's not going to be enough collectors willing to pay the price for how many cards there are.
Yeah.
But it's definitely going to be something interesting to watch.
Yeah, well, it's like the collectors who are paying those prices are like, how long are they willing to pay those prices? Like, okay, like you build up a PC after a year or two, and then you're like, okay, like now the big dogs have enough cards that they're willing to sit on. Who else is going to pay those prices?
Yeah, because there's
When do the collectors run out?
Right.
Yeah, because how many collectors are there that can afford a $1,200 Brady auto versus people that can afford a $20,000 Hamilton auto, right? Like, the higher it goes, the smaller the market
Now,
gets.
Hamilton would probably have more international things.
Yes.
Right.
And this is a brand new market
So
that we're
I
in
will
now
say,
versus
correct.
2000 when Tom Brady was out and he had thousands and thousands of autographs
Right.
in a rookie season.
So I'll also I'll also say you only need 2 bidders at the end of the day to keep prices because
Right. Absolutely.
I've been in this. This is gonna kind of like age how long I've been into this because I don't know how many of you actually remember this. I think Tracy may, but back in the day, there were 2 huge Omar Vizquel collectors, and I probably have told this to y'all.
Yeah.
I remember this.
And they would just go. It didn't matter what the card was, but as soon as the first one was listed, it would just go for crazy amounts. Now,
Can I just say real quick, Russell Wilson?
Let that sink in.
Yeah, just think about that for a second. Going back to the original point, though, okay, of the Lewis Hamilton market, like how would you guys compare the market right now in terms of the size of it and potential people who want and will pursue and seek a Lewis Hamilton autograph to the market in 2000 when Tom Brady was a rookie? I mean, it's really hard to compare those two, isn't it? Because Tom Brady was an unknown commodity when he had rookie autos. Lewis Hamilton was the greatest of all time when he had rookie autos. So how do you compare that market, or can you?
I think, and if you know on what I'm about to say, but Lewis Hamilton might be a real 2-week pump and dump. I mean, I am kidding. Lewis Hamilton is 100% not a 2-week pump and dump, like some other TCGs out there potentially. But I think that it's wild to even compare it just from the fact that the amount of money that is in the hobby now versus when Brady was a rookie, right? And
no doubt.
And like you said, a lot of it is, and I can't even speak to this, and maybe you can better than anybody, Tracy, is like when boxes were being packed out in the year 2000, were they assigning case hit level people that were scarcer than other autographs?
I mean, yeah, but
right,
not to the level that they are now. And
right,
dude, Tom Brady was far from a case hit back then.
Well, and that's the point, is that like I've watched a lot of Topps Dynasty breaks specifically because Chrome chasing Lewis Hamilton in first year Chrome was like chasing, an exotic shark in the open waters. But on first year Dynasty, the checklist is short, 5-box case, and I would see 2-3 case stretches that didn't have a Hamilton in it. And the counterpart to that is somebody who might also play a direct effect on Hamilton's pricing long term is the current reigning and defending champion, Max Verstappen, who is younger, is in the early stages of his career, and not saying that Hamilton's in the late stages of his career, but Max is ferocious and looks like he's going to be a problem for a very long time. And so he won his first championship this past season. What happens if he goes ahead and wins it and back-to-backs, right? Like, does he become the shiny new toy, and so the F1 market gravitates from Verstappen or from Hamilton to Verstappen? Is there room for them both to coexist? Like, it sort of strikes me as a throwback to our Josh Allen versus Patrick Mahomes conversation, where it's like, are these guys going to be going at each other's throat enough that there's not one clear current champion? And Cody is just going to be like, no, Dak is better.
Yeah. You have a little bit of that in tennis, right? It's just, for whatever reason, tennis just hasn't built that collector market. But for those that know tennis, you have literally, and it's almost unarguably, the top 3 players of all time in tennis, which is a sport that's been around for a century plus, I don't know, forever. and you have Nadal, Federer, and Djokovic, and it's like, these three are like the top three players of all time, and they're all playing each other. So to your credit, you're gonna have a little, or to what you're saying, Kev, you're gonna have a little bit of that with Verstappen, but it's just a matter of like how that affects.
God bless you, Brian. I distinctly remember back in that Contenders season when I was back in customer service at Donruss for whatever reason for that like moment in time. And one of the customer service reps was on the phone with the customer that had a Jamal Lewis redemption card from Contenders and didn't want to wait. So they wanted to get rid of the redemption. So he took 10 Tom Brady's for his Jamal Lewis redemption card. And then think about 3, 4, 5 years later. Now I'm sure the dude probably dumped them all at some point, but can you imagine like that level trade?
That's wild.
Hey, back to tennis real quick. I think it's a big privilege that we get to watch Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic all at the same time. I just think that's really cool because I don't think you'll ever see something like that.
And I can't really watch tennis. Like I watched the championship, like major championships and like the finals of major championships. But like to think about on a grand scale how impressive it is. I mean, it'd be like watching LeBron, Jordan, and Bill Russell all in the same, or whoever.
Wow, he really didn't say Kobe was number 3. I'm happy that your internet broke out there and we didn't hear where you ranked
whatever
Kobe
justification they were going to use was not going to be good.
I said Kobe is top 10, maybe.
This is another podcast.
And I don't think he's 10.
Okay, so he's 9 or better then, according to Cody.
Yeah.
Sorry, no, I don't think he's in the top 10. I think he's like 11. I've done this before.
Oh gosh, this is clearly content for another episode. We're not gonna get up.
That would be fun to have us all rank our top.
Like
10.
I don't even think he's arguably in the top 5.
Oh my god!
I can
go away.
Look,
just stop.
This is a conversation.
Y'all need to look at stats. It's like not like.
Sometimes, Cody, what happens on paper doesn't matter as much as the legacy that you leave behind.
Like you did not bring the Bill. You can't say Bill Russell and stats and then go no to Kobe.
Bill Russell has top 10 stats and the most.
Bill Russell also was playing at a time where the center was a 5'8" white guy from Astoria.
Bill Russell played against competition that wasn't even as good as the Culture Collision basketball tournament competition.
There's my trophy.
I know.
He's
got it on the wall. Look at it.
So I don't think, for the record, I don't think Bill Russell's 3rd. I think Kareem is 3rd.
But you probably
Russell
have
averaged 15 a game.
You probably have Luka at like 7 though.
No. I have Bill Russell. I don't even know if I have Bill Russell ahead of Kobe. I just think I was just putting him out there.
Being divisive.
Who do you have ahead of Kobe? Like Kareem,
Magic,
LeBron?
Bird. Oh yeah. Oh, sorry. Obviously Jordan and LeBron 1, 2.
Yeah.
Then Kareem, Magic, Bird, all ahead of him.
Russell shot 44% from the field and averaged 15.
I wasn't saying Bill Russell. I was comparing him for a different decade to put in with Jordan and LeBron.
It's Clint Capella.
I should have. I'm sorry. I should have said Wilt. I should have said Wilt ahead of him.
Look.
7.
Hold on. Just real quick, 2 things. 1, Russell Wilson. 2, let's do our homework next week, and we'll all bring our top 10 NBA players of all time.
Let's do it.
You know what it's time for, and it's probably your favorite time of the show. We're going to go shop by shop updates, beginning with those good-looking twins from Sonoma, California.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, what's happening in the California Roadshow?
We've got a big week.
Whoa!
Well,
hold on. You guys have had a big week of acquiring autographs. Is that what you're going to get into?
No. Shop.
Okay.
No.
Okay, let's hear it, bro.
Acquiring autographs.
Yeah. David comes into town tomorrow. Listen to this. I have the agenda for Friday. So Friday at 9 a.m. we have a meeting with our contractor to go over some stuff. And we have the sheetrock stuff we're going over. Then at 10 a.m. at 10 a.m. on Friday, we have a meeting with our sign guy, Bob.
Bob the
Bob
Bob
the sign guy. Yep. Yeah.
I heard about him.
We're getting both the overhead and the sidewalk sign, and then seeing what they're gonna do in like a banner, or maybe we have our own printers do that. But that's at 10 a.m. and then at 11:30 we have a security meeting. So that's just Friday with David. We have all those different things to go over with.
That's cool. So how long is he going to be in town?
He will be here until the 14th,
The day I fly into Kentucky.
which is Stephen Curry's birthday.
Oh,
Oh my word!
happy birthday, Steph.
I have two more things though.
Oh, well then go for it, bro.
The first is Russell Wilson.
Thank you. Thank you.
The second is then we have plans on the weekend and just kind of through the 14th of planning and like scheming out the whole, really nailing down the whole floor plan, along with the mural, and then possibly getting measurements and putting some orders in for some furniture and supplies that will take a little bit longer to get here. Like because of supply chain shortages and things like that. So,
well, speaking of,
definitely, this is going to be one of our most eventful weeks in a long time.
Sounds like a jam-packed stretch.
Yeah,
I just would like to say that speaking of floor plans, we might have something confirmed that we will be able to discuss in the coming episodes.
Very cool.
So stay tuned. So that is a cool week. And things are going to start flying really fast. All right. So you guys are going to be buttoning up a bunch of stuff in the next few days. Cody, let's go to the Texas Roadshow and see what's happening in Mansfield.
So a lot is happening as far as deliveries and stuff since last week. We got past plumbing. So once they passed our permit on plumbing, I was not doing the work, obviously, but they filled in the holes where all the pipes and plumbing and everything's going, and started doing all that, re-leveled the floor. There was a lot that actually went into that, and was kind of actually very interesting because I thought it was just going to be pour concrete and that's it. But then essentially you have to pour the concrete, fill the hole, and then make sure that the floor is still the right levels and the right spots for drainage and flood concerns and all this and that. So they got all that done, all signed off on that. And then they also got all the sheetrock tape embedded, which is the final step before, texturing and painting. So pretty excited about that. They have all that done. So paint should be going up soon. All of the walls, doors, fixtures, as far as like door handles, sinks, stuff like that. All that was delivered, and will be going up soon. So if you take pictures, you won't notice a ton of difference other than there's more stuff in there. But it's definitely opening the door to have a full busy week ahead of us.
Oh, I'm going to take pictures. I'm going to meet you up there tomorrow, Cody.
I've seen it, man. It looks great.
Oh, it looks great. And hopefully we're going to catch some in-action content for the pod and for the socials. Kevin, New York Roadshow. The last we talked to you, there was actually nothing going on in your store.
Right.
You're the one guy on the team who proudly proclaims that no, there's nothing new, so I'm not doing another walk-in Wednesday. Right?
It wasn't proudly, to be fair.
True.
We're getting to the point, and at the rare chance my contractor or anybody else is listening to this, we're getting to the rare point of frustration here, over here in New York.
I was going to say that you also leaked to the internal group some sketchy details that maybe at some point in the near future we can tease to the masses, which is going to be a really unique element to the New York Roadshow.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, I think we've alluded to this on the podcast previously, but we are working with an artist for a mural for the New York shop. And, California totally stole my idea, but that's okay. No, kidding. But yeah, I saw a rough first sketch of the main component of what the mural is going to be, and we're super excited about
Looks
it.
great.
You know, we have some I had a back and forth with the artist about one or two little components, but hopefully once those get addressed, and then we start to see the small little intricate details that are going to go in there. Super excited about it. So yeah, I think we'll be in a position to tease that very soon.
It looks great. What I saw, Kevin shut me down immediately, boy. I said, "Hey man, we can tease this on Instagram." He goes, "No, not yet."
Yeah, it wasn't at the point of teasing.
No, you're
yet.
right. You're right. I was just so excited.
No, I know.
With you and for you.
Of course.
I also want to be known as the true honest friend in the group who told you the honest opinion of it.
Well, to be fair, I led with my honest opinion.
I didn't necessarily agree with your assessment, Cody, but I see where you're coming from. So maybe because we knew like the subject matter, the geographic region, I think. But your point was valid as well.
Yeah, no, and we'll see. Like I said, without giving any of it away, we spoke to the artist and sort of right. We spoke to the artist, and you know, I'm confident that'll be addressed. And I will say again,
I'll say the rest of it looks like phenomenal.
Right.
Yeah,
and
really
I'll say
good.
on the record, like if it's not like, hey, that doesn't look like that person, because I knew who it was, but that's because I asked him to draw that person. But it's one of those things where there's not an identifiable enough feature or features
mark,
for the person that somebody walking in not from the area would immediately be like, oh, that's who that is.
So thank you, Kevin, for that. Trey, two things. First of all, before we get into the Kentucky Roadshow update. One, Russell Wilson. Two, not much new in your shop other than lots of new products and lots of customers. Is that right?
Yeah. That's about it. Next week we'll be closed next Wednesday. It's gonna be a good day though. Cody and Chase will be there, and that'll give us a chance to really run through a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, show a lot of things, kind of back end of how the shop runs every day. But no, not a lot of new things going on outside of that, really.
That's cool. Cody, you and Chase are going in the 14th. Is that right?
14th, yep. We fly in the day that David flies back. And
Monday night.
Well, I think we actually are on a Monday morning flight, so
okay,
we should be there part of the afternoon.
You'll be there part of Monday. Oh, perfect.
And then we leave Saturday night after the shop closes, I believe. So
okay,
we get a full week. Yeah.
Awesome.
So lots of globetrotting. We had Justin in Dallas last weekend for the Dallas show.
Yes.
Along with Cody and Chase, and then now Chase and Cody are going to Kentucky, and David Diamondstein's going to California. So
Kevin is never going to come to Kentucky.
I'm just happy I went to Buc-ees, really.
Yeah.
We haven't even done a rundown of the Dallas show.
Let's do it. Let's talk about Dallas. It's still one of the best shows in the country.
Yeah.
Every month in and every month out, it seems to continue to deliver.
Yeah. So I'll say a couple of things. Kyle, who actually runs the Dallas show, has done a phenomenal job. I mean, to think that show is prior to COVID, so prior to 2020, 2019 even, that was a show that was like 50 tables in a La Quinta.
Yeah.
Literally, it was in a La Quinta office area that was like 50 tables. And to grow that into, there was 600, I don't know the exact number, it was 600 plus tables in Dallas this past weekend. It's obviously still not the national, but when you're running that size show every 2 months, and it's always as packed as it was, both with people buying and people selling, dealers and customers. It's just really impressive what he's done. I think it's really well done, really organized.
Russell Wilson. Okay, Justin, you're a veteran showgoer. You've been to many shows around in many places. How did the Dallas show stack up, in your opinion?
So you're right. This was my first Dallas show, and for me, the biggest thing was it just felt different. Like it felt like a big show from the venue, from the way it was handled, from the official badges that you get when you walk in, from the trade nights every night. Like it really had that national feel to it, because it's like, all right, show's over, people pour into the lobby and they start trade night. They had official trade nights. I did a deal at a soccer booth and the guy was like, hey, we have a soccer trade night across the street tonight. Like there was stuff going on everywhere. For me personally, and you'll see this if you watch the videos on Texas Roadshow Shop YouTube, I didn't do a single deal on Thursday night, and it took me till about halfway through Friday to do a deal, because there was just so much to take in, so many, like I had to like narrow it down to almost be like, okay, just zoom in on what I'm really looking for here. It was pretty overwhelming, but it was awesome. Once I did start making deals, I feel like I was able to make some really solid deals. Definitely worth the trip. If anyone's curious, like, oh, is it worth it to go to Dallas? Me, my first time, emphatic yes, absolutely, it is worth it. It is a great experience. The dealers were super nice. There were a lot of big names there, a lot of heavy hitters, some really cool cards, and yeah, I had a great time.
Well, two things the Dallas
you picked
show.
up an awesome card, right?
Yeah, a
up a
couple of
bunch.
cards. Of cards. Yeah, I picked up and I can send pictures. We can throw them up. I picked up a Luka Doncic RPA, which was one of my cool, like, have to have it first trip to Dallas. Got to get a Luka, and then picked it up, and he dropped 41 on the Warriors, so it went well.
He rewarded you.
Yeah, so I got the Luka. I got a Michael Jordan 86 Fleer, which was really cool. I actually, for some strange reason, I had never held one of those before, and it was fun to be like holding the first. Like I had that realization once. I was like, oh, I get to hold one, and it's also mine, which was really cool. Yeah, what else did I picked up a lot of like deals, like deal boxes stuff, a lot of really cool. I got a nice lot of like immaculate baseball on card autos, so like Ken Griffey, Jim Rice, deal boxes. I picked up a few Dalvin Cook silver prisms. I was looking at some big Currys. I think one of the coolest things was seeing people from California at the Dallas show. So people are like, oh my gosh, like California Roadshow, you guys did that trade night at the Fairfield show. Yeah, we did. Or are you guys going to be in Silicon Valley next Sunday? Like, yeah, we'll be at that show. So it's like to really get out there and see a lot of people, and a lot of people that are familiar with the California Roadshow, to not only recognize, but people that are actually there selling and doing deals with, to now be like, oh yeah, now I'm in Dallas. I'll see you at the Silicon Valley show. We'll be at the Hayward show. Like, I think that was great, because I got my main goal was to go there and sell, and I sold a lot. I took I had a 3-row slab box, and I think I came home with like 6 cards.
Wow.
that I didn't sell. So I'm stoked. I'm really excited for these next shows, because I'm ready to make some moves.
More importantly, what was your favorite, or what was your what was your favorite thing about Buc-ees, or what was like the most impressionable thing about since they are going to be a future sponsor, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. And I actually put it on for when I went home, and I showed up when Ryan showed to pick me up. I was wearing the Buc-ees shirt. He's like,
Let's
oh
go.
my God.
I was like they got him.
They got me. I think, and this is funny, because Cody, right when we pulled up, he's like, I really hope we didn't like blow this out of the water for you. We didn't build it up too high. And I was like, I'm sorry, I can't hear you. I'm too busy counting the gas pumps. Like, how many is that? Like, just trying to. And then we went inside, and he's like, well, here's the deli, and here's the fudge, and here's the retail if you need to go shopping. And I'm like, well, I need some allergy medicine. He goes, oh, that's on the other side. Like, that's a 5-minute walk on the other side.
And the bathrooms.
The bathrooms, there's a sign that says they're world famous underneath the bathroom sign.
They are.
No, it was great. Super clean. They're like marble countertops. Stuff. It was really cool.
Did you get beaver nuggets?
I didn't. I got
beaver.
with
you people.
I got beaver chips.
God.
I got beef jerky. I got like cookies and cream fudge. I got fajita tacos. I got a like a large Dr. Pepper that we filled up as you're walking
What
around?
did you do to Hackler's bathroom later that night?
Oh, it looked like a
Yeah.
palette painting.
Oh.
I'll tell you that.
Can Trey, when you go to like a obvious, I don't think do you have Buc-ees in Kentucky? I think you actually said you do.
Buc-ees in Kentucky.
That's
But
a country song. That's a
Kentucky.
country song.
when you don't go to Buc-ees and you're just going to like a random convenience store, how much is like a large soda?
Like 69 cents.
Yeah. Okay. So we're about the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
Kevin,
it's like $4 here.
Kevin and Justin are just like
get a cup of
anything-
coffee for
anything
like
less than
79 cents in the morning. And
Yeah,
It's like a
anything
guzzler
less
with
than
a straw
$1
for 45 cents.
That's the country song would be "I got lucky at a Buc-ee's in Kentucky," but it's because he got all you could eat beaver nuggets. Please, for the love of all that is holy, if someone on the podcast goes to Buc-ee's again, would you just try the beaver nuggets?
I
for me?
did.
Or
They're
Paga.
absolute
Fair.
gas.
And I got 4 cavities after one bite.
You should go to the dentist more.
Well, I went to the dentist, and that's when they told me. They were like,
They
"This
banned
is a
beaver nuggets
this is
from
a
your
beaver
diet?
nugget
Yeah,
cavity right
Kevin goes
here."
to the dentist like once a month or something.
How
Yeah.
often are you supposed
They
to go?
said, were you at Buc-ee's in Kentucky recently?
6
Is that what they
months.
said?
Oh, that's
Are you supposed to go to the dentist
I'm
every
like
6
24
months? That's
out.
Every 6 months, yeah.
wild.
So I've neglected. I've got 2 real irrational fears, more or less. One is snakes. 2 is the dentist. And I
I don't
took
think snakes is irrational.
3
Well,
is
it's
losing
just-
Russell Wilson.
It's 3 is losing Russell Wilson. And I went to the dentist today for the first time in 15 years. It wasn't as bad as I thought, but I'm going to have some work done. So over the next year or so, you might see a new grill or a different looking grill.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that.
Ben Baller making it.
Ooh,
No, not that kind of grill.
The Ben
Kev.
Baller,
Oh.
Tracy Hackwood collab.
Ben Baller did the hack.
It's just going to be not so jacked up. Hold on. One other thing I meant to tell you guys. Russell Wilson. Yeah, never gets old, man. What else? Do we need to cover anything else? Oh, Friday we got 2 more new releases, right? At least 2.
Playbook and Origins.
Playbook football.
Oh, I love
Heritage.
You people are first off. We glossed over WWE Women's Division, which released today,
I think
and
I
now
forgot to put that on the shelf.
and now we're glossing over WWE Finest, which releases on Friday.
What else? Do we need to go over anything else? That's a lot of stuff. It's been a great episode, fun as always, information packed as always. But before we go, I do have to say one thing.
Oh boy.
Russell Wilson.
I knew it.
Thank you for watching. We love you as always. And stay tuned for next week because it's going to be even bigger. Bye-bye.